They ain't called me to go to the Rock Nation brunch. They haven't called me to go to the Gold Party.
To accept being honored
They
at the
haven't
award
called me when we offered to honor Jay Z at the award show. They didn't call me to go to the press conference about striking the deal with the NFL while we were kneeling for Kaepernick. They didn't call me to ask me what I thought about her hair care product. They didn't call me to offer a free bottle of her perfume. I didn't get to go backstage on the... I've done a lot, and I'm not even gonna say it here because if I did, this internet, Beyonce's good internet, would go crazy. Did I tell y'all what I've done? Okay. I'm gonna tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions, and I'm going to do it right now.
Baby, if Jason Lee continues talking about Beyonce and Jay Z like he does, I don't think he's ever gonna get an invite to anything. And allegedly, he's about to make things worse because now he got Solange involved. For someone who claims to love Beyonce, he does the most. Well, not that Beyonce wants anything to do with him, because we all saw that video where Beyonce literally dodged Jason Lee when he chased her down the entire evening just to get a photo. Ouch. He did say that he got the photos and that Beyonce knew exactly who he was, so I don't know.
Beyonce probably 4 or 5 times.
Did she know who you were?
Yeah, so when she walked in, she saw me and she was whispering to Jay, and she was hugging Jay, and she looked at me and she said, Hollywood Unlocked.
Anywho, I don't know if y'all have noticed anything between Beyonce and her sister Solange, but people are saying that they are not as close as they used to be. Well, there's a lot that has been speculated. From Mama Tina having something to do with the divide, to Diddy being the reason for the divide because of his involvement with Jay Z, to Beyonce staying with Jay Z even though he's been accused of some serious crimes, to Solange feeling like she's just tired of being used. No one knows what's really going on. But allegedly, the person who has the real tea about what is really going on with these sisters is Jason.
Share that with her.
Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts. Yvette know I got the receipts. I got them. Now if I get that message to Beyonce,
yes,
I can get it to be. I'm connected. I could get the message to Beyonce.
She needs to know.
And I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what I do. You know that, Yvette. We're trying to book Kelly Rowland right now. Now, if I don't get Kelly Rowland because I say this about, then it's gonna be a problem. Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put those out.
I mean, that's Jason pretty much blackmailing Beyonce before saying that he has tea on her. And if word on the street is anything to go by, allegedly, these receipts included things involving her sister Solange. I hope y'all are seated. So, y'all know that Jason has been very vocal about people who gatekeep in the industry, like Jay Z and Beyonce, and he's actually made several allegations about the Carters that have landed him in trouble with them. He even claimed on an episode of his podcast that Jay Z had been sending people to call him and warn him against speaking about him, saying, not him claiming that Jay Z wants to unalive him. Sheesh. Now, Jason has previously talked about how Beyonce and Jay Z are anti-black, how Beyonce is fake, how her products are whack, and like I said, he also kind of blackmailed Beyonce when he alleged that he got tea that had the potential to ruin her. And while he never dropped what it was, there are rumors making rounds claiming that it possibly had something to do with Solange, and that's why there appears to be some sort of fallout between Beyonce and Solange. Okay guys, just for a bit of background to understand what's up with the sisters. We all know that back in the day, Solange and Beyonce were thick as thieves. Like, in 2012, Solange gushed to Rollercoaster magazine about Beyonce, calling her sister her role model, and crediting Beyonce for helping her with her own music career. In her words, she was and is such a role model. But I think more so, it was an insane learning process for me to have a big sister like that, to be able to see the good, the bad, and everything in between that comes with fame and success, and to know what I was getting myself into. See, the two have actually been very protective of each other, to the point where, when Solange was being trolled in school, Beyonce pulled up with her band members just to defend her.
Years, but I'm very protective, and I always treated her like my baby. And one day she told us this little bully, this little guy in school, she was only about 9, was really her. So me and my girls all showed up, and we surrounded him, and we're like, you've been messing with my sister? I'm telling you, you've been warned, and tell him Destiny's Child is warning you. So we were real gangster.
There's even been a conspiracy theory that Beyonce has always been super protective because she is actually Solange's mother and not her big sister. The theory, documented by BuzzFeed in 2013, suggested that Bey is actually older than she claims to be, as proven by a birth certificate dating back to 1974, allegedly produced by a nameless Texas civil servant. And another detail that was brought up by conspiracy theorists as proof was a statement Beyonce's friend Gabrielle Union made in 2008, saying, "Beyonce and I have been friends since we were teenagers. Gabby was born in 1972, so you do the maths." Well, I personally find the theory hard to believe, considering Beyonce's upbringing has been well documented from when she was so little. So, unless they have been lying from the very beginning, it really doesn't make any sense. Anywho, we also know that Solange has always been super protective of Beyonce as well, because she literally jumped Jay Z when he did her sister dirty, and it was all caught on tape. Baby, this never gets old. And for me, it's always been how Beyonce just stood there and watched. Hilarious. I can't necessarily pinpoint where things went wrong, but fans noticed that something was off when Beyonce did that Grammy speech and thanked everyone except Solange, even though we all know Solange has been an integral part of her journey and even wrote many of her songs.
Thank God for protecting me. Thank you, God. I'd like to thank my Uncle Johnny, who's not here, but he's here in spirit. I'd like to thank my parents, my father, my mother, for loving me and pushing me. I'd like to thank my beautiful husband, my beautiful 3 children who are at home watching. I'd like to thank the queer community for your love and for inventing this genre. God bless you.
At the time, insiders spilled that there was something definitely going on between the sisters, with one saying, "We all thought it was odd that Solange wasn't part of Beyonce's new album. It's the kind of sound that's right up Solange's alley." They also noted that not only has Solange not been a part of Bey's new project, she hasn't sent out a single tweet or Instagram post supporting Renaissance. The source also added, "I think it's weird for her not to be out supporting Beyonce. Bey took a chance on her latest album Renaissance, and she actually needed everyone to support it to propel it to being the hit." Note that the insider said that they didn't have any first-hand evidence of a rift between the two, but they also added, "I've heard things about their relationship. I think something is definitely going on between them." Solange didn't even give a shout-out to her sister, even though in previous years she went on rants when she felt that Beyonce was snubbed for Album of the Year. And since then, there have been claims that there's something going on, and that the bond they once shared is broken. Well, there have been allegations here and there about what may have gone wrong, like how apparently their mom Tina might have contributed to why Beyonce and Solange have had issues, because she apparently doesn't even try to hide that she loves Beyonce more than Solange. Of course, over the years there have been speculations that Tina treats Beyonce better than Solange, even though Solange contributed to Bey's success by writing most of her music. So the streets eventually started saying that Solange got tired of being used and barely getting any recognition, and slowly drifted from the family. I've also heard claims that nowadays Solange and Beyonce are not that close, because Beyonce insists on staying with a man who keeps disrespecting her, even though Solange keeps telling her sister that she should leave the man. Allegedly, Solange also knew about Jay Z's connection to Diddy, and she tried really hard to get Bey out of the marriage with Jay Z, because he was the link to Diddy, but Beyonce would not listen to her. However, now what's making rounds is that the fallout between Solange and Beyonce may have something to do with Solange wanting to finally come clean about something involving Beyonce, and Bey being like, "Don't you dare." And that allegedly, this is the tea that Jason has on Beyonce. First of all, it is being reported that Solange has gotten herself into African witchcraft, and she has been practicing heavily, and she is slowly taking a step back from the industry. Mind you, she has not been releasing music for almost a decade now. And just recently, when Nicki Minaj was exposing the entire family, Solange did a quick post and delete of some sort of witchcraft doll, perhaps as a warning to Nicki. It has been reported reported that Solange has changed a lot, and she is going to be exposing her own family. Now, about the crimes in question, there have been a few allegations here and there in the last couple of months. For instance, just the other day, Jaguar Wright claimed that Jay Z and Beyonce are a nasty couple who keep people against their will, putting them on planes while they're unconscious to illegally transfer them across borders for you-know-what.
Do you think there could be?
Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Port?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices.
In addition, there's also Rihanna's former publicist, Jonathan, who specifically said he was stopped by federal agents, who he said were keeping close tabs on Jay Z since his incident with Lance Rivera. And he said Jay was also being implicated in an incident with R. Kelly during their joint tour. According to him, Jay Z was being investigated for transporting females across borders. And I've seen people alleging that Beyonce was probably supplying them and somehow got her sister Solange involved. Baby, I know that some of these allegations are wild. And while I don't know which one Jason can confirm, he did say that he has tea on Beyonce. About whether the tea also involves Solange, I don't know, but that's also what the streets have been saying. Well, this could also be another attempt from Jason to try and get Beyonce to respond to him, but I'd love to know what you think. Do you think Jason was bluffing when he said he had tea on Beyonce? Is it possible that the tea may have involved Solo, if it was real? Sound off in the comments section below.